Welcome to the Technology Innovation Series of SH Vision from Fab Labs at Jyoti Engineering College. In the last session, I have introduced the beast. It is the supercomputer. And we need to understand and tame this beast because it is one of the indices by which the stature and the development of a country is adjudged. I will explain it. The top supercomputers in the world, it is listed on a website. This is called the Bible of supercomputing, or it can be called the Bible of the supercomputing, www.top500.org. So that is a website. So this website lists the fastest 500 supercomputers in the world twice a year. It started actually a decade and ago, this kind of listing. And twice a year the list is published and the entries actually get changed. Basically it looks into the speed of a machine. So there are two indices that we need to understand here, that is R peak and R max. So the R peak is called the theoretical maximum. Theoretical maximum speed of a supercomputer, whereas R max is the actual speed of a supercomputer. By mathematical calculations of the processors and the nodes within a supercomputer, we will be able to predict the R peak, but whereas R max, the actual value, we have to run a couple of benchmark programs. So they are called LINPACK benchmark programs. So we run these particular programs, a list of libraries on these supercomputers, and get the speed and record it and send it to this particular website or the body that is governing this website, top 500, and finally they prepare the list, and it is considered as a kind of benchmark for all the supercomputers. So when we look into this particular website, and the data is available for the past years, 10 to 15 years, and interestingly I had a look into the benchmark, the top 500 list of year 2010, that means 7 years ago. Out of the top 500 machines at that time, 282 of them were from United States, and they had a cumulative share of more than 50% of the supercomputing power in that year. At the same time, what India had, only 1% of the total supercomputing power in that year. I think there were only 4 machines in that list from India. And another interesting point to look into is the position of China. At that time, China had something like 20 to 25 supercomputers in that list, and cumulatively they were having something like 5% of the total supercomputing power in that year, that is year 2010. Again, I had a look into the latest top supercomputing list, that is in 2017, the second half. The results are staggering. The total supercomputing share of United States have come down to something like 30% or below, and they have only, I think, less than 150 machines in that particular list. Out of 500, only 150 or above. Whereas the supercomputing share of China has increased to 40%, a staggering 40%. The position that was enjoyed by United States in 2010, now that is enjoyed by China, and they have got 202 machines out of 500 in that list. And we know that this is a clear reflection of the economic and technological advancement of China, and China can be considered as a superpower just by looking at this statistics. Again, we have to see what is the position of India. In 2017, the latest list, still we are at 0.8% of the total supercomputing power. So when we say that India is equivalent to China, or we are an equal economic power or emerging power as China, I would say that we have got a long way to go to catch up. And I would imagine we need to have at least a decent 10 to 15% of the total supercomputing power of the world at some stage in the near future. And there are a lot of things are happening in that direction, so that is a good news. CDAC was the beginning. CDAC is a Center for Developing Advanced Computing in Pune. They are the pioneers in this field. I will talk about their story in the next session. And also we got CERC, a Supercomputing Education Research Center at Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore, which is one among the 100 best universities in the world in the latest Times Higher ranking. So there are good things are happening, but that story in the next session.